The Chaos Collector's Lesson: Building Healthy Connections. In the bustling cafe of downtown Willowbridge, a woman named Veronica Scott sat at a corner table, tapping her fingers impatiently. Her coffee order had been delayed, and her dissatisfaction was growing by the second. When the barista finally brought her latte, Veronica frowned. "This is the wrong order," she said sharply. "I asked for almond milk, not regular. Do you even listen?" The barista, a young college student, apologized profusely, but Veronica waved him off with an annoyed huff. Her voice grew louder as she continued to complain, drawing attention from other patrons. Watching from a nearby table was a peculiar man with wild hair and a whimsical vest covered in buttons of every color. His name was Felix, though some knew him as the Chaos Collector. Felix stood up, approached Veronica's table and smiled warmly. "Excuse me, miss. Can I have a word with you outside?" Veronica narrowed her eyes. "Why, are you the manager?" "No, just someone who's seen more than a few storms like yours." Curious and anticipating a confrontation, Veronica followed Felix outside. As soon as they stepped into the fresh air, the world around her seemed to shift. The bustling street faded, replaced by a surreal, dreamlike landscape. What's happening?" Veronica asked, her voice trembling. Felix gestured to a large mirror that appeared before them. "Take a look." In the mirror, Veronica saw herself at the cafe, scowling and berating the barista. The scene unfolded like a play, and she watched in horror as the barista, visibly shaken, fumbled with cups and trays. Other customers looked uncomfortable, some whispering, others avoiding eye contact. "Is that me?" Veronica whispered. Felix nodded. "It is. But let's fast forward." The mirror shifted, showing Veronica at a family gathering. Her tone was sharp, her words cutting. Her sister looked hurt, her children withdrawn. "I don't mean to be like that," Veronica said, her voice breaking. I don't know why I get so angry." Felix folded his arms. "Let's unpack that, shall we? Why do you think you lash out?" Veronica stared at the ground. "I guess I feel unappreciated. Like no one listens to me. So I try to make them hear me." "Ah," Felix said, nodding. "You want connection, but you're pushing people away. You want to be seen, but you're making yourself invisible by hiding behind anger." Tears welled in Veronica's eyes. "I never thought of it that way." Felix placed a gentle hand on her shoulder. "Your fire isn't wrong. It's your delivery. Passion can inspire, but when it comes out as criticism or anger, it only burns." Veronica looked back at the mirror. This time, the scene showed her using a softer tone, listening more than she spoke and finding joy in small moments of connection. Her children laughed, her sister hugged her tightly, and even the barista at the cafe smiled as she thanked him kindly. "How do I get there?" Veronica asked. "One moment at a time," Felix replied. "Next time you feel the fire rising, take a breath. Ask yourself, am I trying to be heard or am I trying to connect?" Veronica nodded slowly. "I want to connect. I want peace with my family. I want friends I can share joyful moments with." "Then start there," Felix said. "It's never too late to change the story you're telling." When Veronica woke the next morning, she felt lighter, as if a weight had been lifted. She went back to the cafe and offered the barista a sincere apology. She called her sister to invite her out for lunch. And little by little, Veronica rebuilt her connections. Alternate ending. As Veronica left the dream state, she looked at Felix with gratitude. "Thank you for showing me what I couldn't see." "Sometimes chaos brings clarity," Felix said with a wink. Back in the real world, Veronica took steps to change. She started by apologizing to the barista and reconnecting with her family. Her family noticed the change too. Her once tense household became a place of laughter and understanding, and Veronica found herself surrounded by friends who appreciated her efforts to remain calm and warm-hearted. Self-evaluation questionnaire. Do you find yourself reacting with anger or frustration when you feel unheard or unappreciated? How do your words and actions impact the people around you, at home, at work, or in your community? Have you ever considered that your desire to connect may be hidden beneath your reactions? What steps can you take to pause and reflect before reacting in difficult situations? How can you use your passion and fire to inspire and uplift, rather than criticize or push others away? Take a moment to reflect. Are you ready to rewrite your story of connection? Contact RuthJoAvery Grow and Thrive Coaching to unpack the reasons why you may struggle to connect, respond in anger, and withdraw. Let's build new bridges to calmness and peace to promote your well-being and establish healthy connections.